guys, welcome back to another episode of History Unplugged. Where we are going to be discussing about great leader, and today we have a really, fascinating leader, a really great leader, and he is none other than Abraham Lincoln. I am your host Usman, and my fellow co-hosts will introduce themselves now.
Hello everyone, I'm Rifat and here are my old friends. Today will about to speak about a great leader in the world, and we are driving into the tale, tales and true impact of the tallest president ever, literary Abraham Lincoln. We can learn so many things from this story. Basically, most important thing is never give up. So let's see what we can learn from her. Let's introduce my other friend.
Hi guys, I'm Daoud. I'm here to be with my friends to discuss the legacy of Abraham Lincoln and discuss how he was a one of the greatest leaders in the world. Let's rewind the clip and find out how long a lock and boy ended up on the $5 bill.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Zeddy in Riyadh. So today we will discussing about Ibrahim Lincoln. We will find out the history of Ibrahim Lincoln today and discussing about Ibrahim. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Abraham Lincoln. Once you hear the name, you will say, he was born. The president. He has to be born rich. Well, unfortunately, he wasn't. Abraham Lincoln was born in February 12th, 1809, and he was born in Hardin County, Kentucky. Exactly. So, I think there was a military state going on that time. So it was a really tough situation to grow. You can imagine, growing up, no Wi-Fi, no TikTok, no, no internet, basically, just, chores, basic chores and trees basically growing around. So yeah, it was a really tough spot to grow in.
Exactly. He didn't exactly have any easy start. He just can imagine just in one room, log cabin, that where he was born. There is no anything like we have now so much device, Wi-Fi, or he happened just anything, just in a little one room. And his family was very poor. His mother was died when he was just 9. It's too much hard situation was, and he for her just formal education. It was also too much struggle. Barely a year today.
He also loved reading, but obsessed with it. And he would walk miles for only for a book. Imagine doing that for a high book or something which I speak. It's crazy. And he also does he he feels he was facing a lot of problems when he was a child. So his comfort zone was reading.
Okay, several arts. It's not just a bread that made him famous. Let's start from the beginning. Little up.
Very desperately. I don't want you said, like you can imagine growing up, with barely any education. His mother died, when he was very little. But then, to escape mom, he was very high. So, you know, help help him, enable his education. He was really into self learner. He would drink a lot for books, literally crap. Levers, now that he was, you know, study a bike for books like Harry Potter. Really, he had a really, good mind. He had the right stride of advance. Plus, worked odd jobs like rail splitting, score keeping, and the most surprising of it, wrestling. Yeah, exactly. Like Abraham Lincoln was a wrestler. That's crazy.
Yup. Lincoln was a legit wrestler and only lost one match out of 300. It's so great, and he did in her life so much struggle. Like He did. He said the rail splitter, storekeeping, and also it was he was a wrestler. It's so great, and that is great things is just one match he lost from out of 300. They even put him in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Honest, Abraham Lincoln was a great.
Eventually, he gets into law and hears the nickname on the shop because he would take shady cases. Can you imagine a lawyer today doing that?
It was not a easy journey or it was not a short journey. It takes to time also with so much struggle. Yes, it was not any easy way. Also, it was not any short term. He did just imagine he was just from a very poor family. He have not any good education or any books for reading. Uh, so began the Civil War. Lincoln leads the Union, but it's not just about fighting battles. It's about keeping the country together. So we're thinking about uh, country, thinking about their society, peoples, everyone. So he's not just was thinking about the war. So he was totally legendary mindset, and also as a he just runs as a president in 1816. That's what my friend said. So it was we can learn from here that never give up. What he did from just a small family, poor family. Now he just uh doing a big things.
Yeah, and in 1863, he dropped the Emancipation Proclamation like a mic, and he achieved a great achievements, and he proved that he deserved the presidency and to be one of the greatest presidents in the right.
So it didn't fit all surface immediately, but it changed the game. It's made the war about freedom, not just unity that's impossible.
Contesting for presidency in 1860. In just 3 years, he has, made so much progress. He has abolished, not completely abolished, but, he has questioned the term of slavery. And, the Emancipation Proclamation is what led to, a lot of questions being raised about the morality and, how ethical it is. So, his contribution was massive in just 3 years, even. That was, he has accomplished what a lot of them couldn't back at the time. It takes a lot of courage to kind of oppose people in power. So he was not just selfless, but also courageous, as as we'll see later on. That's what will get him killed, in 1865, just days, after the North wins the Civil War. He was assassinated at the Fourth Theater, a tragic end to a legendary life of, his caliber. Like, people hated him so much, they, assassinated him. That's really tragic.
But his legacy, massive, he preserved the Union, ended slavery, and proved that someone from nothing could change everything. Literally it's a great motive for us. A person from just a very normal situation or normal a there's nothing he was and he could change everything in a country and it was a totally change a proper system and everything. It's a great motive for us to don't stop in your life. So we have to try always. Everyone, if we try, we can do. Everyone, we can do great things. That we can see that Abraham Lincoln did in her life.
Yeah, he also laid the groundwork for future civil rights movements. And MLK Jr. even gave his I Have a Dream speech at the Lincoln Memorial, and that's the impact.
This federal project is being considered in our his bullets and monuments and yeah, heroes.
Great vision from my co-host here, referred to, like it takes a lot, it really shows us, it motivates us. He's a living figure, on how to live. Some might even call him the best role model, like living a life based on honesty and all that. It's really, really great, And, as added by Ziad, like to have the I have a dream speech, said at the memorial, that's really massive. It shows you the impact he had, not just on everybody, but also on the future, rights movements to come along after him. It's really great. And, what's more, iconic? If you ask me, there's nothing more iconic than having your face on the $5 bill. That's like one of the strongest currencies in the world. And then, it's a really great honor to have his face on there. So next time you hear someone say honestly, well, just don't get confused, they're talking about Abraham Lincoln. He was more than honest. He was, courageous, brilliant, and totally beard worthy.
And that's a wrap on the legend of Abraham Lincoln. From real speaker to a nation saver. Wow, that's great. And not bad for a long coming kite. He was just from in one room when he was born. It's just amazing.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we hope that we covered all the important stages for Lincoln's life. Okay, thank you, everybody, and don't forget that we'll get an episode of History Unplugged. Come back here for more. Thank you very much.